Over the past 4 to 5 years, I've been selling on Amazon and have also been put in a unique situation where I've been able to work with and mentor hundreds of students one-on-one. And it allows me to see the common mistakes that people start to make. And I made a few of these common mistakes videos, but in this one, I want to particularly look at PPC because it truly is one of the least understood aspects of Amazon. And in this video, I want to go over the top 5 mistakes that people usually make. So let's dive in with the first mistake, and that is the need to be top of search on PPC. I think a lot of people who are getting started really think that the only way you're going to show up on, page 1 is by spending money on these PPC slots right here, these top ones. The only problem with that is obviously you're going to get most sales here, but your bids are going to be 100, 500% higher than on any other part of the pages. If you don't know already, right, there are many PPC slots. The first, ones that show up before the organics are here. Then you see the organics. And as you scroll through the pages, you'll see that there are other PPC slots. So these are the other PPC slots, then more organic, and so on and so forth. There's more sponsored here. And a lot of the times, the most profitable sponsored keywords you're going to get or the kind of placements are either mid or bottom of page 1. Obviously, these sponsored slots go even past on page 2, 3, 4 up to page 7. There's still sponsored ads being shown there depending on how many people are bidding. But realistically, you do not actually want to be on the top here unless you have a really, really good conversion rate and somehow you're able to optimize your listings and it just works to be there. Most of the time, these top slots do not make you money. They're only there for when you're launching, and if you want to just get the visibility, get the impressions, of course, these are going to be your best slots. But you have to understand that just because your PPC isn't showing up here does not mean you need to increase your bid to show it up there. Most of my PPC does not show up on the first 4 slots. It's way later, maybe mid to bottom of page 1, and those that's the place where you're really going to find those 20% ACOSs, 10% ACOSs. Once you optimize everything, that's where the gold is. If you're still in the launching phase, and go ahead, use the top slots if that's what you want. But remember, you'll be competing with a lot of other big sellers there. And most of the time, it's not going to be a profitable slot. Now, number 2 common PPC mistake is that people don't realize that PPC keywords and keywords in general on Amazon change constantly. Their search volumes go up and down, and you need to make sure that you continuously do PPC research. I'm going to pull up a Cerebro here just to show you an example. I just pulled up a bunch of different products, and you can see their search volumes, 44,000, 37,000, 25,000. And next to them, with Helium 10, you can see, 15% change, 5% change, another 15%. But there's something like this, 61% change. It's tendinitis elbow brace, right? And if we open up this search volume, you can see that it was going actually on the decline, 5,000, 4,000, and then now it went up to 8,000. And that's a big keyword change. This is something that maybe if you didn't run PPC on before, you might want to start running, it now. And the reason for that is because a lot of people, if you're quick on this, a lot of people won't be bidding for those keywords. There'll be a lot of search volume and a discrepancy in the price for that search volume. Same goes for keywords that are actually losing search volume. So let me just show you here, minus 36%. So if I open this up, you should be able to see, it was going up, it was going high, 2,000, and now it's at 700. So if you're running PPC on keywords like this, you'll be bidding with as many people as you were before, but the search volume pool is way, way lower. So make sure that you continuously do this keyword research and understand which keywords are increasing in search volume and which ones are decreasing. Number 3 common PPC mistake is that people negative keywords too quickly. And I'll be honest, when I was more of a newbie in the past, I also used to do this. I'd see, keywords not doing well, add it to the negative pile, and that's that. But what I started to realize is that if keywords are even within striking distance, so even if any keyword is about 100% ACOS or less, I will optimize the bid drastically to try to lower it. And to the point where the bids might only be a few pennies. But I'm going to show you an example here of a keyword campaign that I set up that wasn't doing so well. And these are just the keywords that don't do really well for me. And what I did was, as you can see, I set up the bids super, super low, 18 cents, 9 cents, 31 cents, 9 cents. And if you keep going here, you can see 11 cents, 6 cents. Even though the suggested bid is much higher, I don't care about the suggested bid. I also don't care where I show up for, as long as I can have profitable ACOS for me. Now, I'm obviously not getting a ton of sales, but I'm getting some sales. I'm getting some keyword relevancy. And why would I negate these keywords when if I just optimize the bid lower, I'll be able to make some sales from them and make some profit and have some ranking effect. So if a keyword can be optimized, it must be optimized. And what I mean by that is anything lower than 100% ACoS, just work on the bid. Keep lowering the bid to a point where either you don't get any impressions, which is actually fine because you're not spending really any money on it, or to a point where you're getting some sales and those sales that you're getting are profitable for you. It's better than getting nothing, which is what you'd get if you just negated those keywords. Number 4, another common mistake, and one again that I used to do myself all the time, was actually taking profitable keywords from certain campaigns and adding them to others. So for example, let's assume this one right here, super profitable keyword for us. And in the past, what I may have done is taken the keyword out and added it to a separate campaign, a power keywords campaign for keywords that do really well for me. I'd negate it from this campaign and I'd move it into a new campaign. And the truth is, that's something that you don't really want to do anymore. A lot of the times, there's a history in PPC campaigns. They have relevancy. They have time. The longer you run the campaign, the more Amazon knows about the keywords and the impressions and how customers react to your ad when they see it. The last thing you want to do is negate the keyword here and add it to a new power listing keyword campaign. What you can do is you can take this keyword and add it into that listing campaign also, but never negate a good keyword and a keyword that's actually working for you from the original campaign. A lot of people think that that's cannibalizing it, and it may be to a certain extent, but trust me, if I negate this keyword, let's say this one right here, and I put it into another campaign, it will not get 10%. It will not. I don't know how it works, but it will not get 10%. Even though it's the exact same keyword, advertising the same bid, same everything, it's not gonna work. So rule number 4, never ever negate a good keyword from a campaign. Number 5 PPC mistake is that people are scared to optimize their campaign. I've had so many times that I've worked with someone, look through their PPC, analyze it, we go over and we talk and we make sure that they understand why we're doing what we're doing. And they'll tell me, yeah, but if I optimize my bids or if I lower that down or I change this or I change that, well, I'll make less sales. And my answer always to them is, yes, you will make less sales, but it doesn't matter how many sales you're making now because every single sale you're making, you're losing money on. And I think that maybe it's potentially an ego thing. They want to make sure that they're making sales because seeing sales on your, Seller Central is better than not seeing sales. But it actually doesn't matter if you're losing money on every sale. If overall, every single time Amazon has to pay you out, you're actually paying them money, that's obviously not why you got into this business. Unless you're in the launching phase, which, shouldn't last you more than a few weeks, you should never be spending more on PPC than what Amazon is paying you. So if that is the case, you need to figure out, what to do with your listing to maybe increase conversion rates or worry about, bringing external traffic to Amazon because something is not working with your listing and just spending money on PPC isn't gonna fix it. And I could go on a whole rant about this topic on, how you need to fix your listing rather than spending on PPC. In certain times, if you're spending more on PPC than you're making back from Amazon, it's not the PPC that's the problem, it's something else. And maybe I will make a video on that in the future if that's something you guys want to see, kind of breaking down all the math and how that works. Maybe I'll do that. But that was the 5th mistake. And for those of you who are still here, I'm going to do a quick bonus tip, as a thank you for staying this far in the video. So the bonus tip and number 6 common mistake people make is they look at solely the ACoS. And I know we spoke about ACoS a lot in this video, but there's actually another metric called TACoS. And maybe some of you guys have heard about it, but it's total advertising cost of sale. And that actually, shows you a much better picture about how your overall ad account is doing. Whereas ACoS shows, kind of a snapshot of a campaign, the keywords in a campaign, and then, the total ACoS of the campaign. TACoS shows you how your PPC is actually affecting even your organic sales. So sometimes, if you're running PPC, the more you run, the more sales you'll make, even if your ACoS is sometimes not so good. Obviously, like I said, that doesn't mean you need to run your PPC to the point where you're paying Amazon money, but there is a correlation with the more you spend on PPC, the more organic sales you will get as well. And the TACoS gives you that kind of snapshot. I'm not going to go over TACoS in this video in particular, but you want to look and aim for a 15 to 20% TACoS. I'll have a video up here that you can watch, and it will go over and explain to you what TACoS actually is. I use Helium 10 to be able to calculate my tacos. It's the Atomic, but I'm sure there are tons of different softwares out there that you can, do that with. That's also a little bit more of an advanced thing. It shows you if you're overspending on PPC or underspending on PPC. If you have less than 15%, you definitely have some room to use more of ad budget towards, making more sales. If you're at, 25, 30%, it really shows you that a lot of your sales are coming from PPC, and maybe you need to work on some, ranking strategies rather than just blasting PPC. So those are the tips. Let me go over them one more time. One is the need to be number one for PPC search. You don't need to do that. Two is that PPC keywords change, in terms of search volume. Three is if a keyword can be optimized, it must be optimized, the bid especially. Four is never turning off a good PPC keyword to put it into a power keywords campaign. And five is don't be scared to optimize. It doesn't matter if you're making sales, if at the end of it, you're going to owe Amazon money. And then the number 6 tip is the tacos. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like on it. It really does help. And I will see you in the next one.